Battle of America's team of the last 2 centuries. Dallas, of course, before the iPhone was invented, and you had to look things up in encyclopedias. Go to your grandma's house. Like, can I look at your encyclopedia? I need to know the population of South Dakota. And modern-day America, which is the Patriots. Nick, you've got the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What would a loss mean for the Cowboys? I'm glad we're kicking this around.
Wait.
I'm glad you've come around.
It means they're cooked. It means they're not the team that I believe they are. You don't lose back-to-back teams as a touchdown-plus favorite to terrible teams.
6.5 now. Moving the line.
Okay. And then make the Super Bowl. There's no precedent for it in modern NFL history.
The Patriots in 2018? I told you that the other day. They lost 2 straight games early in the year.
And I kindly explained
that
to you
Jacksonville was
that
good
one
the
of
year
those
before.
teams made the AFC title game
They were
before,
5-11
and they were
that
not
year.
big favorites. And so that is not an
You
example.
put little
no, that's
qualifiers on it.
that is exact. No, there's plenty of teams that have lost back. I believe the Chiefs made a Super Bowl in a year they lost back-to-back games, but losing back-to-back games to bad teams. When you're a big favorite, you don't make the Super Bowl. But it's not going to happen. Like, here's the reason why it's not going to happen.
Let's hear it.
Because the Cowboys, everyone here agrees, are a playoff team, and the Patriots don't beat those. The Patriots, since the Wind game, have beaten one playoff team, and it was a team that started the game with their backup quarterback and then ended with their third-string quarterback. We showed you yesterday, and I'll show you again, all of the quarterbacks the Patriots have beaten in the last 2 years. And you might be like, oh, wait, but Goff's good. Yes, but that was not a Mac Jones game. That was a Zappy game, and we all know they had far higher upside in the Zappy games. So maybe I'd feel differently if Zappy were playing this weekend, but unfortunately for the Patriots, he's not. So no, the Patriots are not, the Cowboys, it would mean they're cooked, but it's not going to happen, so I'm not worried about it.
But if they lose.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, you are saying week 4, if they lose, they're done.
They can't win the Super Bowl.
I mean, they're not going to be 0-4. They're not going to be 1-3.
But it means they're not good enough. It doesn't mean they're mathematically eliminated.
There's
if you
no
lose
way
back-to-back
that means they're
games
not
to
good
Josh Dobbs and Mac Jones, you're not good enough to win 4 straight playoff games. It's not a hot take.
To me, the only tangible, like if they lose, the only tangible result or loss is that it's going to be tough for them to win the NFC East. Right? Because, so they'll still make the playoffs likely. They got a tough schedule, but they'll still make the playoffs, and it'll be a harder road for them to climb to the Super Bowl. But that's the only tangible thing. And while, Coach, you know this, you rather learn from a win than a loss. It might not be the worst thing in the world for them if they are on a high horse. We got Micah talking already.
No, they're not. They just lost to the Cardinals.
And what did he say after they lost? We got to stop playing down to the level of our opponent. What did he say on his podcast? Redemption is nigh. Yeah. That's what he said. Watch us against New England. I mean, it might, and Jerry's still running his mouth. It might not be the worst thing in the world for them to find out they're not quite as good as they think they are.
But we've seen so many teams that are hot in the early part of the season, and then they fall off, and that it matters whether you're hot at the end of the season. Look at the Prince that was promised, right? He struggled all through the first part of the season, and they got hot late. Detroit got hot late.
They couldn't win the Super Bowl.
But even my experience in New England, we're 5-5. Then we go on a winning streak and we win the Super Bowl. And I know that was a while ago, so I guess that doesn't count.
No, but you guys were not massive favorites and losing back-to-back games.
But it
didn't happen.
Here's to Chris's point. I do think that it'll recreate the narrative that the Cowboys are imposters. It'll increase the pressure in Dallas. I think Micah Parsons' podcast will be off the hook. I would love just for that reason to be able to go listen to his podcast, because now it won't be about, hey, slow down on the Super Bowl. It'll be slow. We got to focus on the playoffs. So there's that element. So they need to figure out some things in Dallas. They need to figure out the red zone. And Zeke isn't coming back, and he had 12 red zone touchdowns. Dalton Schultz isn't coming back. He had 5 red zone touchdowns.
That's right.
So they need to figure out some things and figure out what they do really well. And a lot of teams are going through that process right now.
The other thing I think it would expose when the Patriots win is like, oh, you missed Trayvon Diggs more than we thought. Like, I know the Arizona loss, we were like, well, there's an emotional come down to it. But once Mac Jones starts airing that thing out, you're like, wow, would have been nice if
He's going to be off the hook.
Right now, you think what I'm saying is ridiculous. In a few weeks, the Bills play in back-to-back week games, the New York Giants and the New England Patriots. If the Bills lose both of those games, you're going to come out here and be like, still think they can win the Super Bowl? Of course not.
Well, hold on. But see, with the Bills, I've said it. Last year they start 6-1. They beat the Chiefs. They finished 7 straight wins, and they look horrible in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just saying certain teams, I don't think you can say that. I would not write. I don't have the Cowboys making the conference finals, but I would not write them off if they lose this game.
Meanwhile, the media still obsessed with that dirty, dirty dog, Mac Jones. Tried to get him to talk about the Sauce Gardner incident, but he shrewdly stayed laser focused on Dallas. Coach, that's like music to your ears right there.
It is. Just looking to the next game. And Alabama Mac, was he dirty at Alabama? I can't find any clips of him.
No, not really. It's just more of a recent thing that he's a dirty
So
dog.
Alabama Mac wasn't dirty.
Yeah, well, at Alabama, but now he's rechristened himself as Alabama Mac, so he might be dirty.
Yeah, I don't think that. I like where Mac Jones is going. I think that in the 2 losses that they've had, he was either driving down to tie the game or win the game in both of those losses. His TD percentage is up. His interception percentage is down. His quarterback rating is up. There's a lot of positives, and he's put him in position to either win or tie in both losses. So to say that he's done or not very good, whatever narrative Nick likes to.
It's not a narrative.
Thank you.
It's not a narrative. First of all, he's losing whatever small constituency he had. The biggest Mac Jones defenders going into the year were Bill Simmons and Kevin Wildes. Bill is now spouting the same TikTok stats we all saw, that he has 1 career come from behind victory. And you literally looked into the camera 2 days ago and said, when you've lost Kevin Wildes, you've lost America.
No.
You're halfway there.
No,
You're
I'm saying he's a bad guy. So I'm saying he's a dirty dog.
Okay, that's
he's like
All right. So here's the question I have for you. Can we quit? Because I would argue he right now is not a top 25 quarterback. Okay. So we can show
top 25.
Well, we can just show Mahomes Mountain.
This is not a.
Hold on.
You got a college
wait
kid
a second.
up there.
He's not included in the math. Just wait a moment, guys. There's 26 people on there. If you guys have a long list of people that you would like to say Mac Jones is better, then I'll listen to it. Now, obviously, Deshaun and Russ, the teams would switch because of the contracts. But if you have a long list of guys,
I'm going to give you one that's arguable, and I'm not even trying to be
arguable.
What are you talking about?
but I'm saying Baker. You got Baker clearly.
There you go. That's fine. That would put him 26.
I'm just saying, Joshua Dobbs? Really?
I like Josh Dobbs better.
We've seen him play 5 games.
But so here's the
He's
question.
better than Mac Jones
We don't know
now?
about Kenny Pickett. We don't know about Desmond Ritter.
Okay, Mark.
No,
We don't know
Ritter
about
wasn't
Sam
on there.
Howell.
Ritter wasn't on there.
Thank
and
you,
he's
Coach.
ahead of Ritter, but that's fine. So there's a lot of we don't knows in Baker Mayfield. That's fine. So here's my question for
Go,
Mark.
I want to hear it.
Since we've gone to the 17-game season, if you go 6-11 or worse, you have had a top 7 pick each year. Okay? What record, since you're a quarterback wins guy, do the Patriots need to have this year for you to say, probably need to draft a quarterback? What for you do they?
Anything 6 wins?
I'm at 6.
Yeah, 7 and 10.
7 and 10.
7 and 10, you got to draft a quarterback?
7 and 10, I would feel very bad. Depends how we lose the games, but 7 and 10, I would not feel good.
Well, you're okay. Well, then you're
7
gonna
and
draft,
10, I would not.
You're going to eventually agree with
You know what? If the quarterback's not Caleb Williams, then why? I'm not drafting one of these guys to replace Mac Jones other than Caleb Williams. Shador, I mean, he's obviously got upside, but I'm just saying.
I don't want to talk about drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't think they need to draft a quarterback again, unless it's a guy like that could be generational. But look, how about giving Mac Jones some weapons? He is. You use the term, Coach, force multiplier. He's not a force multiplier. He's got weapons.
He's thrown more touchdowns than Dak Prescott.
That doesn't mean the best receiver, at least right now with receptions for the Patriots, is Kendrick Bourne. He's 49th in the league, even though Mac is 3rd in the league in completions, as you say.
I'm
saying give him a great weapon and let's see what he can do.
We are fine the way we are built right now.
You're not fine. You're not going to get the playoffs.
I'm going to show you the truth. Here's a 100% truth that me and Hubs looked up, and we had Josh double check it.
Oh, good.
Do you know that Reno, Nevada is further west than Los Angeles? I know you don't think it's true,
sure,
but it's 100% true.
The world's a globe. So
that's right. So it's further west, Los Angeles. Yeah. If you say that, no one believes it. But when I say, hey, Mac Jones is playing better than Dak Prescott, everyone throws up in their mouths. But when you look at the actual stats, because Mac's losses were against the Eagles defense that everybody loves, and our completion percentage, it's down a little bit, even though we had to play in the rain last week. And then he's thrown more touchdowns.
I agree with you.
Okay, then why are we talking about drafting quarterbacks?
Well, I'm not. That Nick brought that up. I'm saying unless it's
out-
Caleb Williams, I'm not drafting one.
It is a big game because he should be able to outplay
You
Dak.
said if they go 7-10, you're ready to draft a
I
quarterback.
shouldn't
It's
have
going to be
answered that
Max
question.
Falk if they go 7-10.
I shouldn't have answered that. We're going to edit that out.
Wait, can I just? I know we have to go. This is the next time we have the Mac Jones discussion. Maybe we can have it. I just want, rather than comparing him to a quarterback who's having a down opening few games, I would like anyone to present any evidence that he's good. I would like any evidence.
Well, as a rookie, he helped them get to the playoffs.
Be it tape or stats that show, you know what? This is why I think he's good.
Well, what about the
seventh
rookie,
in
his
passing
rookie year?
yards?
I think that if you look at last year, you could make the argument that might have slowed down his development in the offensive system that he was in the experiment that they had. And if you look at his draft class, outside of Trevor Lawrence, he's the only one that's still playing at a level where you think, okay, this may work out long term.
I agree.
He's better than Zach Wilson.
Justin Fields, Zach Wilson,
and
Zach
Trey Lance.
Wilson, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
That's a good
Kyle
point. There's
Trask.
some evidence.
Oh, no, don't say anything bad about Kyle
He's
Trask.
better than Kyle.
Drew's going to come across the tape.
That whole draft
That's
class.
a good-
Sunday.
Yeah.
Give me your evidence, 4 o'clock on Sunday. You tune in.
Think he's
Why don't
gonna
you,
play
why don't
well
you come up
against
to
Dallas?
Schenectady?
Never.
I hope
Walk
they
home.
do beat Dallas now. Just to see.
Take 3 days.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.